Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io.
What do we think of that music? That's pretty good. I think we need to start it over. I was going to play something different, but I think we got 15 seconds left. We're going to go again.
Artlist.io.
What do we think? I kind of dig this music. Who was it? Somebody was asking for groovy. This is groovy. One of the questions that you can ask yourself is, would you watch your videos? If your videos are putting you to sleep, chances are they're putting your audience to sleep. And we can't have that, right? Today is all about I am boring and monotonous on my videos, and I want to fix that. So one of the things you have to check yourself is, would I watch me? Would my videos engage me? Now we're going to talk somewhere in here today. We're going to talk about the difference between engaging and energy. I am not saying that you have to be over the top energy-wise, because that would not be who you are if you're not naturally energetic. So I want to make sure that you are focusing on that, okay? Now what we're talking about, it's not about energy, it's about engagement. There's a difference. Okay, what makes you boring? Now this may be a hard question, but I really want you to stop and think. And when you look at your videos, when you think about your videos, what specifically makes them boring? The more concrete you can get on what is it about it that's making it feel this way, then we're going to be in a better position to be able to fix that, to correct that, to change that pattern that you are in. So today we're going to talk a little bit about why this is happening and what are some of the things that you can do to turn this around and to correct it. But if you'll help me, type in the comments, what is it specifically about your videos that makes you feel like they are boring? Or that maybe I'll just even say this, I'm going to say this because I've heard you all say this, that you are boring. What is it about that? The more details you can give me, the more we'll be able to get into this, okay? If you are new to me, we've had some new people join us for the Go Live Challenge. So welcome to Get on Camera. We're glad you're here. My name is Jamie Hain, and I am a video and growth coach. And I will tell you that my very first, this goes back to like training, not so much video, but my very first training, it was bad. It was so bad. I remember looking at the faces of the people that were sitting in the seats in front of me, and they were like this. I knew that I was boring them. And I was like, this is a train wreck. How am I going to do this different? How am I going to change this up? And it took me a lot of trial and error. I'm going to try and help you get past some of that trial and error and share some of the things that I have learned over the years to change this little guy. Okay? Okay. Uh-oh, I lost my mouse again. Why does that do that? If anybody knows why. So the question I have for you is, in your real life, outside of video, are you boring? When you are with your closest friends and family, do you have a boring, monotonous tone? What we're trying to assess here is this happening only on video, or is this just who you naturally are in life? There are going to be two different solutions depending on which one this is. So let me know in the comments, is this video only? Just type video only or type IRL, in real life, so that I can gauge what I want to talk to depending on what you're saying here, okay? All right, let's see if we've got any comments coming in. I'm going to look at your comments here. It's good to see everybody. Okay, I can't watch my videos back, and that's okay. There's a lot of people that can't, but I feel like I'm boring. Okay, Amanda, what feels boring? What is it specifically? Dig into that. Like, really assess it. Pretend it's not you. Pretend it's somebody else. What about that makes it boring? If you're bored watching it, why are you bored watching it? What is it about what you're doing that's making that boring? Okay, Trish says video only, hopefully, LOL. Yeah, exactly. Danny says too matter of fact in my content. Okay, that's insightful. I like that. Too matter of fact. Do you know why that is, Danny? Are you that way in life? Are you matter of fact with your closest friends and family? Give that some thought. Okay, Amanda says video only. All right, so let me just cover this little piece, okay? If you just generally have a monotonous tone to your voice, then there are activities that I'm gonna give you that help you retrain that. You just may not have learned them, so we're gonna get to that, okay? If it is just on video, that's what we're gonna focus on mostly today, because it looks like that's generally what's going on. We're going to tackle both, but we're going to get to that. Okay. So let's talk about some of the things that I see from my clients that I work with to help them get past this boring, monotonous bit. What's going on that's causing it, and see if any of these resonate for you. Okay. Number one, you're using a script. If you have written out everything that you want to say, chances are you are falling into the trap of reading it. And it is very hard to read a script and not sound like a robot, like you are just reading the words, because that's what you're doing. Okay? So it's time to ditch the script. Stop writing all those scripts out word for word. There is a different, better way. We're going to talk about that. Okay? Number two, you are trying to be too perfect. Too professional. Danny, this is maybe what's coming in with the matter of factness. There's some idea that you have in your head that you have to be a certain way and show up a certain way. And that ideal of perfection, of professional, of whatever it is that you have, is why you're coming across this way. I've talked about this a number of times. There's a comedian that does a bit about kids, like ask a kid to be an adult and watch what they do. The first thing they do is straighten all up and become stiff and be like, That's not what adulting is like, but it's this ideal we have in our head. So check yourself on this. Are you trying to be these things? And the most important question to ask is, why? Why do I feel like I need a script? Why do I feel like it needs to be perfect? Why do I feel like it needs to be professionalism? You got to dig into that and see what's really going on underneath it. Because there's something there, I promise you. Okay. You are overthinking. You're too much in your head. Okay. These first three all can be connected, right? You could be doing all of these things. But if you're too focused on, okay, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this, and then I'm going to talk about this, and you're thinking, or worse, you're planning it while you're talking, you're going to come across very stiff and boring, because you're talking from here, not from here. If you're wanting to connect and resonate with your audience, you've got to speak from the heart. Here's the thing. I'm going to say this point straight directly as I can. You know your stuff. You know your stuff. You just don't trust yourself to share your stuff. So if you're not trusting yourself, that's why you're creating a script, or you're feeling like you're not perfect and you're overthinking it in your head because you are doubting yourself. You have got to believe in every ounce of being that you have that you are freaking awesome and that you can help somebody, that you can share things that are going to be insightful and helpful. If what you need is a bit of structure around your awesome content, well, that's what I'm here for. These are things you can learn, okay? So if you're stuck in your head and you're overthinking it, we got to get you out of your head and into your heart. Okay? So going back to the whole script, no more sentences, bullet points. Let the bullet points guide you on what you're going to talk about, and then just speak from here. Okay, next. You're nervous. If you are nervous about going live, your brain is saying divert all resources to the nerves. And then your brain just goes, ugh. And this connection between, we talked about this last week, your connection between your head and your mouth, it's like there's a disconnect. If you are nervous, you are likely being very flat and very monotone because you're in your head, you're nervous, and you're thinking about being nervous. You got to get rid of that. Okay? Okay. No engagement, no energy. People want to connect with a real, authentic person. This is that moment where I'm going to say, even if you have the world's best content, if you are not engaging, if you are not showing up with the energy that that message needs, they're not going to hear it. It can be the best messaging ever. But if you don't have the engagement and the energy, it's like they're doing this. I don't hear you. Because they can't even focus on the words. It's not about the words. It's the emotion and the feeling behind the words. I celebrated Lucy a few weeks ago on my personal profile because she finally ditched the script. This was what I had to work with her on, is that she had word for word, you should have seen her notes. Oh my gosh. She had every single word. And what was happening is the words were great. She had meticulously planned each and every word, and it was awesome. But when she was delivering it, she was so focused on making sure that those words got out that people just start to like, drift and not paying attention. Because it's like the Charlie Brown teacher. And I'm not saying Lucy was the Charlie Brown teacher. I'm saying this is what can happen to you. Where the person who's talking is like, wah, 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 wah. You don't even hear the words anymore because they're so flat and boring and monotonous. Okay? You've got to put some energy and engagement in that. I'm not talking about, we're going to talk about what that means here in a second. Okay? And the last one, no point. There's a great, and I don't know if it's a quote or just one of those like things that people say, but every story should have a point, and every point should have a story. Every story should have a point. Every point should have a story, okay? Stories engage us. Stories help us relate. But stories that just go on and on and on and on and on can be contributing to this boring thing. If you're giving me too many details, that's just ad nauseum the details, I'm going to drift and I'm going to be like, I'm no longer listening. Okay? So all of these things can contribute. As I went through this list, did anybody have any ahas or things that you went, oh no, it's this or this, other new ideas, other new things that came up about why you are boring? I'm gonna look at my comments here and see what you guys are saying. Okay, Amanda says, like Danny, too matter of fact, I'm totally focused on getting the facts out and giving value. Yep. Okay, so here's a good rule for you. Less content, more engagement. If you are planning and you got so many little things that you want to share and that you want to talk about, cut it in half and focus on how am I going to engage people around the bit of content that I'm sharing. That's going to get you so much further. So much further. Okay, let's see what else we got. Ditch the script. Yes, no more scripts. Okay. Trish says, I can't watch my videos because I criticize myself. Okay, why? Why are you criticizing yourself? What's going on under there? There's something going on. Why are you doing it? Why are you beating yourself up? You know you don't deserve to be beat up. So why are you doing it to yourself? I don't use a script, but I always do a presentation as I struggle to stay focused. Oh, you're going to like my post that's going out on my personal profile tomorrow. Or maybe you won't like it. I don't know what, but I'm talking about this very thing tomorrow. Okay, I'm trying to share examples and stories that aren't on the presentation to make them better. Okay, that's good. That's good. I know now I've like set this out there and now you're like, oh, I want to know what she's posting, and I've probably made it. Maybe I'll just leave the anticipation there. Maybe I'll just leave it out there. But here's what I will say, okay? Oftentimes, do I cover this on the next slide? I think I do. I'm gonna come back to this. Hold on. I'm gonna make a note. I'm gonna make a note, and we're gonna talk about this. I think I have it in a bit. Hold on here. Okay. I got it. Okay. Danny says, good point. Trying to be professional and too stiff. Yeah. Loosen up a little bit, right? Be yourself. Why are you being so stiff? Ask yourself that. Why am I feeling this way? Why do I feel like I'm so tense about this? What's underneath it that's making me feel that way? Dig into that. Okay, Laura says, trusting to remember what to say. Okay, why do you have to remember what to say? Is it word for word that you're worrying about? Okay, so let's just, as an example, okay? I have these bullet points on this slide right here. And I've talked about each of these. I didn't write all of that out. I didn't plan every single word that I said. I looked at that bullet and said, too scripted, and then I talked to you. And I looked at that bullet and I said, trying to be perfect, and I talked to you. And I looked at that bullet and said, nervous, and I talked to you. You can do the same thing. It goes back to, why does it need to be precisely the way that you wrote it? It's not an email. It's a live video. People want to be talked with. It's a conversation. Okay? Keep that in mind. All right, let's see what else we got. They're all me. I'm an infomercial. Ooh, very interesting. Okay, what's making you be that way? Is it the same as what some of the other ladies have said? I'm wanting to get all the facts out. Fewer facts, more engagement, more energy, more vibration there. My videos are too long. Yes, I can fall into that trap. So same thing, less content, more engagement. Okay. All right, let's keep going here. Sometimes what is helpful is to watch someone else's video and say, what about that video makes it great? Okay, you can watch my videos if you think they're great and say, what specifically is Jamie doing, or anybody else, anybody whose videos that you watch and consume, what are they doing that engages me? And how do I create that same in my videos? It's a really good practice, okay? I know most, like right now, you're with me and you are absorbed and you're focused on what I'm saying. So come back and rewatch this video or any of my videos after you've learned the content and focus only on my delivery, my presentation, and say, what is Jamie doing and what of this can I adopt and do in my own videos? Kind of like a reverse engineering kind of a thing. All right. The only thing I want to call out here is that you do not have to have my same level of energy. I am high energy. It's who I am. I'm this way in life with my closest friends. I'm a very shy, introverted person. Most people don't believe me when I say that. But with my closest friends and family, I'm like this. And so for me, I had to figure out how to get past all of those obstacles and stumbles and things in my head and be me on video. And that's what you can do as well. But it does not have to be high energy. Sometimes it's the difference of just being more animated. We're going to get to a slide here that's going to go through all of that. Being more intentional with how you use your voice and pacing. And that's going to be a real key for you. Okay. But it does not, I just want to be clear, it does not mean that you have to try and be somebody who you are not. That's why I asked that question of who are you and your closest friends? That's the version of you that you need to tap into when you are doing videos. That's what's going to connect with people. Okay. Okay. The other thing that I want to clarify here is that content alone isn't enough. Content is important. You hear me talk about juicy content. You're going to hear me talk about it here in this next little bit. Juicy content is important for engagement, but content alone isn't going to fix this, because you can have the world's best content. It can be absolutely perfect, perfect stories, perfect words, perfect everything. But if you are delivering it in a boring and monotonous way, no one will listen. No one will listen. Okay? All right, so let's talk about how the heck you do this, because that's what you want to know. How do we fix this? All right, first of all, you gotta have a plan. If you are just grabbing your phone and expecting to just be awesome and brilliant just off the fly, most people cannot do that. You gotta have a plan and you gotta know what you're doing. Yes, you can have great content, but you gotta have the structure around it and you gotta have a focus. You gotta have a point. If you don't have these things or you're not planning, that's step number one for you. Does that mean you have to plan for hours and hours and hours? Nope. Sometimes it's a matter of just a few minutes and some Post-it notes and figure out what you want to say and what is the point or the focus for that video. What do you want them to get from it? Number 2, adjust your tone and pace. This is a really good activity. Even if those of you that are like, I'm boring and monotonous in my real life, this will be really, really good for you, okay? What I want you to do, I would say do it every day for a minute or two, is find a book. And I meant to grab a book, and I do not have one in front of me. Anywhere, I have no book. So we're just going to grab, what do I have? Do I have anything here that I can pull and read? Okay, we're just going to take this, okay? The word says, here, let me do this. Boop. Let's get rid of this. Now you can see me. Okay, the stickers. I still haven't got this down. I'm trying to turn everything off, and now I'm turning everything on. And now you... Okay, those of you that are like, it must be perfect. Did you just see that? That was a mess right there. Did anybody leave? I'm looking at the numbers. Nope. You're all just laughing with me. And now we're connected. And you see me as a real human being. It's okay to mess up. Mistakes happen. Run with it. Go with it. That was my post today. If you didn't see it, go look at it. Okay, so the sticker says, you were born to shine. Okay? I want you to find something a little bit longer than that. I just do not have anything at all with words on it. So we're going to just play with this. And what I want you to do is I want you to practice out loud. So if you're like, I'm worried about what my family will think, then go and do it in the car. Go and do it in the shower with the door closed. Go down into the basement if you have a basement in your house. Get somewhere where you're not worried about people overhearing you, okay? And I want you to read that for a minute or two, but I want you to imagine you are narrating it to a child. I want you to overdo it. Okay, so as an example, you were born to shine. Whatever you want to do. You can go as crazy as you want because nobody's ever going to hear you or you're in some place. But I want you to play with different tones, high and low. I want you to play with the pace. How fast are you talking? How slow are you talking? I want you to have some pauses in there. If you will do that for a minute or two every single day, you will be amazed at what that will do to you when you are on camera. It's like you just got to wake your brain up a little bit and say, we're not going to talk in this monotone way. We're going to talk like a crazy person, like you're narrating to a children. What that does is it retrains your brain to have more animation in your voice. Okay? That doesn't mean, woo! That just means ups and downs and slow and fast. Play with that. The more you practice it, you're going to be amazed at what difference it makes. Okay. Number 3, bring something interesting into the mix. Okay, Trish, visuals like a slideshow presentation is a visual. You just don't want to hide behind it. Okay, visuals can be something like this that you bring in. It can be notes that you hold up. It can be props that you hold up. Anything that changes this view. If this view is always, hello, everyone. How are you? I'm so glad you're here. That's boring. So mix it up. Move yourself. Bring in things of interest. That makes it entertaining for us. We see changes when we're watching a video. If nothing changes, if you are stiff as a board and nothing moves except your mouth, it gets boring after a while. So bring some of those fun things in. The next one, animate yourself. Gestures. Use your hands. Be careful if you are somebody who talks like this all the time. That's too much. That is too much motion. That's nervous energy versus intentional motion. Intentional things that you're trying to do with your gestures, be intentional with it. Okay? Okay. Next one, facial expressions. Okay? Again, if you're scripted, if you're reading, if you're in your head, sometimes your face can go like this. This is just neutral. I'm not sad or upset, but this face communicates boring. Okay? It does not have to be, hello everyone, I'm so glad you're here. This is awesome. You can't hold up that energy. But a little smile goes a long ways. If you need to, Post-it note, write the word smile, put it up there so that you see it, and remember, once in a while, to smile. I always tell people, especially my clients, at bare minimum, smile at the beginning and smile at the end. Huge difference. Okay? All right, last one that we want to talk about in here. Juicy content. Juicy content. There it is. If you are talking about boring stuff, you're playing it too safe. You got to talk about stuff that your audience needs to hear, wants to hear, that actually helps them. If you are keeping your best content close to the vest, because I'm not giving that away for free, people should have to pay for that. They don't get to see how awesome you are. They don't get to see your brilliance. You don't have to give it all. Just give them enough. Give them enough that they go, she's the real deal. I like her. I want to work with her. Okay? You've heard me talk about the pizza before. You're giving them a slice of the pizza, make them want the whole pizza. That's the objective. Okay, any questions on any of these? I want to come back to Trisha's comment about the visuals and the slides, so I'm going to touch on that. But while you got me, if you got questions on any of these ideas, drop them in the comments, okay? Okay. Slides. Let's talk about that. Let me get off of this here. Okay. I'm just going to tell you the story. And now I'm ruining the post tomorrow, but that's okay. But I would love it if you see the post tomorrow, if you give me some love, even though you've heard the story, okay? So I recently bought a course from a well-known coach. I was so excited to dive in. I couldn't wait. I was over the moon with it, right? And I get to the first video, and the first video is PowerPoint slide, it might have been Canva, I don't know. Slide, whole screen was slide, and she was up in this little big corner up here. She was maybe this big, up here in the corner. And the whole thing was slides. And I was like, that's kind of a bummer. The whole video was her reading the slides to me. And I was like, oh, God, is this going to be the whole course? Sure as you know what, every video was the same way. And this is a coach who makes millions of dollars. Now, I know what you're thinking. Well, she's making millions of dollars, so it's working for her. Yeah, but you know what that meant for me? I'm never buying another course from her. She may have the greatest content ever, but most adults do not want to go through a training, through a course that is you just reading to them. Give me the transcript. Give me the slides. I'll read it myself. I don't need you to narrate it to me. I was so disappointed. I was, maybe that's not even the right word. I was discouraged. And I thought, you are losing out on even more revenue because you are likely taking people who buy your first course and they don't buy another one because it doesn't work. They can't learn that way. So I'm not saying that you can't have slides. I'm saying that slides have a purpose. And I am going to make you wait for the post tomorrow to learn what that is. But what I would say is don't hide behind it. Don't hide behind that slide. Adjust. So again, going back to this list of visuals here. Hold on. Okay. Use the visuals, but it's not constant visuals. So just like I'm doing here in this live, I'm switching in between a visual that has this list, but then I'm switching back to a full screen video so that I can talk to you, so you can see my face, so that we can connect. Do the same thing with your visuals. Put them up, talk to them, pull them down, talk to your people. It takes some practice, but your videos will be so much better. Your audience will be so much more engaged if you can do that. Okay. All right. I asked if you had any questions or comments on any of those things. And I want to talk about some of the struggles if we've not covered them in the comments. So hold on, let me go through some of this. Hold on. Okay. Okay, Laura says, what do you use to write your bullet points on? Laura, how long have you known me? You know what I'm going to say here. I'll give you a hint. There's your hint. Okay? Post-it notes. Here's why I like Post-it notes. I can write out my plan. I can move things around. I can easily pull them on and off. It's wonderful. You can put Post-it notes right on your phone. You can Post-it notes right on your laptop. You can put Post-it notes on a sheet of paper. I love them. Okay? If that doesn't work for you, find what works for you, right? Maybe it is a whiteboard. Maybe it is a sheet of paper that you put in front of you. Okay? Here's the thing that I like. I like these little bitty Post-it notes. Let me give you an example here. This is regular size. This is the mini. I like the little ones because they force me to keep it short and sweet. I can write a whole lot of words on that Post-it note. But let me tell you, if that Post-it note is clear out in front of me and I'm trying to read what it says and I'm going like this to try and see it, and then I'm reading all of that, boring. I want short, sweet things that remind me of I'm talking about this, and then I'm talking about this, and then I just talk about it. I trust that I have expertise in this and I can talk about it. No different than if I was standing in front of you. If you and I were having coffee and I said, hey, what do you do? Tell me a tip on this. You would just go. You don't have to plan that all out. You got to be in that same space with your videos. Good question. Okay. Sherry says, got to be the magic wand. You like my magic wand? Robin Walker gave me this for Christmas one year, and it is the best prop ever. It's the things. It reminds me of being a kid with the bicycle things, you know, where you have your bike and you have the thing on the end, the plastic. I love it. Yeah. Okay. Trish says, your lives are good, hilarious, fun, free flowing, love your energy. Okay. That is intentional energy. That is how I'm choosing to show up because I want you to feel exactly how you feel. You may want your audience to feel something different, and that's okay. Be clear on that. Be intentional with it. And then work to be that confident and comfortable when you're on video. If you need help with that, hello, that is what I do. I help you with this. Okay. And that's not to Trish, because I know Trish and I have had calls before. That's to all of y'all. Okay. Everybody wants a wand. You can't have this one. It's even bedazzled. Look at that. Bedazzled. Oh my gosh, Bedazzler. You remember the Bedazzlers? So much fun. Okay, Trish says, that's me on the slides. I'm getting better at not just reading the slides. Yep. Think about it like this. If you're using slides, they are not your notes. They are visuals for your audience. There's a difference. If you're doing a webinar or a workshop or a live or anything like that, and you've got a slide filled with words, book a session with me. Let me help you clean that up. I can guarantee your conversion will be better when you ditch all those words. Okay. Okay, Lauren says, I don't need you to read to me. Nobody wants to be read to. Nobody. No adults. Children maybe, but only if you do the voices, right? Adults do not want to be read to. So don't read to them. Talk to them. Speak from here. Stop worrying about it, getting it perfect. Okay. Sherry says, I don't like it when it's all slides either. It's got to be a mix. The video, the workbooks, all the stuff. Yes. Amanda says, I've hid behind the slides before. We all do it. No more though. Commitment. No more slides. No more slides. That should have been my call to action. Maybe I'll change my post tomorrow. Okay, I don't know how to do slides. Okay, you can do slides in PowerPoint if you have Office. You can do slides in Canva if you have Canva. You can even do the free version of Canva. But here's what I would say, Christine. If you don't know how to do slides, don't resist. Resist the temptation. Don't even get started. Because it's so easy to fill them with words, to use them as notes, and to hide behind them. You guys were commenting Post-it notes before I even said it, weren't you? I love it. Okay. Laura says, after I asked that, I laughed because I knew the answer. Yes. Trish just ordered it on Amazon. The wand? You ordered the wand or the Post-it notes? What'd you order? I'm seriously, let me get an affiliate link. I wish you would have waited for my affiliate link. I'll post an affiliate link for my wand. Okay, Amanda says, maybe adults would like being read to better if we did the voices. Yes, they would. That is why we go back to tone and pace. Okay? If you have to read the slides because you just can't get past it, it's all about baby steps, right? So if you're like, no, I have to have my slides. Okay, let's take some baby steps. Let's work on your voice and your tone and your pace when you are reading. Let's get that down first. Then we'll work on getting rid of the slides. Okay, or the script, whichever it is. Trish ordered the wand. I love it. Okay, any problems or challenges? Anything else you guys want to talk about that's coming up here? What are the struggles? Anybody else struggle with boring, monotonous things that we've not yet talked about? I thought today's live was going to be short. It's never short because you guys are so engaging and I freaking love it. You ask questions, you comment. That's what you want in your lives. You want that dialogue. Okay, I want to touch on this while you guys are thinking if you have any other struggles. Is your struggle the dynamics or the content and keeping it moving? Do you see the difference between those two things? And it could be both. Okay? If it is, no, I don't have slides, I don't have a script, I don't have any of that, I'm lacking in the dynamic, then some of those things around voice and tone and props and engagement are going to help. Okay? If it is, my content is, and I have to make it perfect and I don't know what I'm doing, then you've got a more content structure focus. Okay? I can help you with either or with both, but it's important to understand which of these two is driving your boring and monotonous nature. So give that some thought too. All right, let me check on comments and then I'll wrap us up today. Everybody wants a wand now. Trish wants an affiliate link. All right, I'm going to send you one. I will send you an affiliate link. I don't know that it'll be the same wand. Have you found the exact same one? It doesn't matter. I'm on a tangent here. Okay. Amanda says, we need a class on creating slides. You know what? I thought about doing that in the Go Live League. I'm going to add that to our list for 2025. We're going to be voting on order of things for 2025, Amanda. And I think that should be one because I think that's an important one everybody needs to learn. So slides, Go Live League. If I don't write it down, I'll forget. Okay. Lauren says, I just want to share what I'm doing, cooking, and I never have a point. Okay. Why don't you have a point? Is it because you never thought to have a point? Is it, I just need to change this perspective and recognize that there is a point? Because if you don't have a point, they won't get the point. Your point should be some sort of moral, lesson, tip, something, because by leading with that, that's how you convert into selling the things that you have for offers. So it's important to know where you're going and to have that intention. So what I would encourage you to do is think about the next video that you do where you are just doing and cooking is think, okay, what is my point? Here's a really good question for you. What do I want my audience, my one perfect person who's watching this video, what do I want them to get? What do I want them to walk away from after they watch this video? Focus on that and see how it changes your video and what you talk about. Christine's excited about the slides. Awesome. Good. Lauren says, I don't want you to share. I never thought to have a point. There you go. There you go. Okay. All right. I'm not seeing other questions or comments. So let's wrap this sucker up, shall we? All right. Oh, come on. Click. Okay. So in summary here, you got to have a plan for your videos. If you don't have a plan, not that that is a direct correlation to you being boring and monotonous, but it could also be that you're not converting, you're not selling. If you're just talking to talk versus being intentional with what you're trying to do, have a plan, understand what that plan is, okay? It is more than just hook, story, call to action. So for those of you that have done the Go Live challenge with me and learned hook, story, call to action, that's a great starting point. So if you're new to me and new to this space and you haven't gone through that, all that will be up through the end of this month. So I would encourage you to go and learn hook, story, call to action. That's just the starting point. In order to master this whole boring, monotonous thing, you got to have the rest of the framework. The best analogy that I can give you is this. Your content is the ooey gooey center of a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. But in order to eat that yummy, gooey, yummy, delicious peanut butter and jelly sandwich, you got to have the bread. You got to have that support structure in order to consume it. If your content, your video content is just peanut butter and jelly, it's hard to consume without some sort of support and structure. And that is what you need to learn. Okay? That is what the Go Live League is all about. GLL, Go Live League. You're going to learn the support around it. And anybody who's in my group, you can join the Go Live League this month only. And your first 30 days is only $10. And that's $33 a month after that. You can cancel at any time. But part of that membership is you get access to a course to learn this framework. I'm going to sell that as a separate course all by itself outside of the membership. It's going to be $197. I give it to you for free for $10 when you join the Go Live League. This is I know sometimes it's unbelievable, but as I start to shift my business and start to promote that course, it's going to change. So this is the opportunity to get in for this. If you don't like learning in that kind of course module membership kind of format, I totally get it. I'm the same way. I will be doing a Sparkle and Shine group program this winter. It's going to start in November, run through December into January. It is all about how do you shine on camera? How do you become not this boring, monotonous version of you, but dynamic and engaging? Because when you are dynamic and engaging, you will stop being boring. You don't have to be boring anymore. And the whole point of that, where's my thing? It's about being captivating and compelling. And that is what is going to help you be converted, because an engaged audience wants more. Okay, what is that more? More from you might be they're going to watch more videos. They're going to comment on, they're going to check out more. It's no different than when you watch some new show. There's lots of good new shows this season on TV if you're into TV. And what happens is you watch one episode and you're like, oh my gosh, that's so good. I want the rest. I want the rest of them. Why can't I want to binge watch all of them. When you become captivating and compelling and dynamic on video, people want to consume more of your content. They also want more from you. They want to work with you. They want help from you. And that's when they whip out their credit cards and they buy your offers. It all starts with engaging video. So if you want to be more engaging on video, let's do this. All right, everybody, thanks for being here today. I will see you next Thursday, same time, same place. I got some surprises for you since it's Halloween, so watch out for that. If you got any questions, drop them in the comments. I'll come back and comment. You can always message me if you have questions. I'm happy to help any way that I can. All right, everybody, have a great rest of your week. Bye, guys.